Hey, what's going on, guys? I wanted to take a second to talk to you. I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm actually on my way to my daughter's recital. She's actually preparing, doing a dress rehearsal today for a dance show that she's got going on. This dance display thing that's popping off. So on my way there, I had a quick thought. I shared this with hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done it yet. And also, I want to ask you guys a quick question. How many of you know black men who really just aren't ready for the world? How many of you know brothers that spend more time complaining than they spend actually getting things done? How many of you know a black male maybe who thinks he's an alpha male, but really he's a beta male? Maybe he's not able to accomplish much of anything, and he kind of complains about what white men are doing to him and how white people are treating him and why white people are mean to him, and that's why he can't get anything done. Maybe he doesn't take care of his kids, doesn't come through for his family. How many of you know men like that? Now, somebody said most black men. I don't think it's most black men. I really don't believe that. I see a lot of solid guys in the community that are really getting things done and really accomplishing things and really standing up for black people. And those are the guys that I love and respect tremendously. And everyone else who isn't in that category, I respect them too. But I really want us to kind of think about this for a second. I was talking to a woman about her son, and she was asking me, I don't want my son to fall in the same trap as my brother. Her brother had, a bunch of kids he's not taking care of. He's struggling economically. Of course, he's dipping his penis in a bunch of different women and kind of getting into situations, but he's not really there. Like the family kind of looks past him. What I'm talking about. Where the women kind of take over because the men can't come through because they know they can't rely on that man, and it's very heartbreaking for a lot of people. And so I was thinking about this, and I was talking to this mom about it. And one of the things I was telling her is, number one, I really think that I'm really convinced that building strong boys really requires mentorship from men who are solid and strong and consistent and capable. And the thing is, that if they're learning manhood from the wrong man, then they can get a misperception of manhood. They'll think manhood means having sex with lots of women, drinking, liquor, and smoking weed, or whatever, right? Or having a bunch of tattoos, or just stupid, superficial things. And really, manhood is really it's about being, reliable. I think being an asset to your family is one of the things that I think we can kind of agree on as a universal principle of manhood. And so the question I ask any man out here that's watching, and I can't read all the comments because I'm driving, so I apologize for that. But the thing I would ask any man who considers himself to be pro-black, how many of you in here say that you're pro-black? Put a yes in the chat if you consider yourself to be a pro-black man or pro-black woman. Because women matter too, because women are helping to raise the men. So it's important that women kind of think this through. How many of you consider yourselves to be pro-black? Put a yes in the chat if you're pro-black, or put a B1 in the chat if you're, B1. Okay, so a lot of us are very pro-black, but the question is, what does it mean to be pro-black? It's just like if I say I play for the Los Angeles Lakers, but I don't do anything. Let's say I don't go on the court, I can't dribble, I can't shoot. Every time I get the ball, I give it to the defense. I try to shoot a free throw. It's an air ball. Every time I try to throw the ball in bounds, I throw it out of bounds. Am I really an asset to the team? Am I really helping the team win? Can I really say I play for the Lakers when everything I do is hurting the Lakers and hurting their chances to win? Right? Do you follow what I'm saying? Right. So a lot of times you got a lot of black people that claim to be pro-black, but they're not helping the team to win. Every time they get a dollar, they throwing it up, giving it back to white people. So every time you get the ball, you're giving it to the defense. They don't train. So they show up, they can't dribble, can't shoot because you don't take time to educate yourself. Whenever your teammates depend on you, whenever the ball's coming, the shot gets missed and they need you to rebound, you're not rebounding because you're over there just sitting on the sidelines watching the game. And a lot of our families, when the family has a problem, when the family struggles, they're looking for little Pookie and little Ray Ray, and Pookie and Ray Ray got something better to do. Pookie's out chasing women or chasing liquor or drugs, and he's not there for the family. So Big Mama, Grandma is 75 years old, trying to, do all the affairs of young folks, like trying to handle the business of a 30-year-old at the age of 75, because she knows that her son, who's supposed to be her number one ally, number one asset, is not coming through for the family. Do you follow what I'm saying? Give me a yes or no if you know people like this who fit this category. So one of the things I would say, and I'm going to talk more about this a little bit later in terms of specifics, is that the number one rule for for manhood, in my view, is this. This is something I hope you can tell me. Give me a yes if you agree with this. I believe that if you call yourself a black man or a black woman, or if you call yourself a pro black man or a pro black woman, the number one rule is that you must be an asset to your community and to your family. You must be an asset. Now, being an asset doesn't mean you just call yourself an asset. It's like I could say I play for the Lakers, but if I'm not scoring any points, then I'm not really playing on the team. I'm not a player. Maybe I'm getting played, but I'm not a player. And we got a lot of people in the community who think that they're players, but they're really getting played. They think that they're assets when they're really liabilities. You think that you are a revenue when really you are a huge expense. And I would say that in this, and I'm going to come back and finish up on this conversation and dig deeper into this. But one of the things I want you to understand is that, when you have a man who can't be depended on by his teammates, your teammates are your family, your friends, your community. A black woman's getting her ass beat inside a Korean hair shop, and you're the little punk that's sitting on the side filming the incident, but you're not actually helping that black woman. Well, you're not an asset. You're not a teammate. You're a liability. You're an adversary. If you are the guy who can go get a bunch of women to take their panties off and make babies, but you're not actually showing up to take care of those kids, then you are not an asset. You are a liability, right? You're not somebody who makes those kids' lives better. You're the person who makes their lives worse. The reality is that at the end of the day, if you measure manhood, the question is this. Here's the fundamental question I want you to ask, and then I got to go. I got like 30 seconds, and I got to bounce out of here, and then I'm going to come back and finish this conversation. The number one question to ask yourself is if you are team black, like team B1, the question is this. Do people around you, are their lives better because you're around, or are their lives worse? Like if a person meets me on the street, if a child meets me on the block, is that child going to be better off, safer, more protected, more provided for because I'm around? Or are they going to be more neglected, more left behind because I was there? Is a woman going to look back and talk about her experience with me in a positive way, or talk about me as the person who ruined her life? Can my mother look at me as the son who came through for her, who scored touchdowns for her in every available opportunity? Or is she seeing me as the son who had to be bailed out every time I messed up and needed mama to take up the slack? That's extremely important. And I want every young black man in here, every black man and black woman who wants to share this with a black man who considers themselves to be pro-black, considers themselves to be B1, just know that that's an elite class. Everybody ain't B1. It's about 10% of the population. But if you really are an asset to the team, show yourself to be an asset to the team. Talking about it and saying that you're an asset is not the same as actually being an asset. Actions speak louder than words. We have a whole lot of fast talking Negroes who don't do nothing except talk. So don't be a talker, be a doer. That's my 2 cents. That's my public service announcement for today. Now I gotta go. I gotta go into my little girl's recital. Go to firstsharestock.com if you want to learn how to build wealth and help people around you and your family and stuff like that. The stock market investing is easy to do. I can show you in about 11 minutes how to get started. It's totally free. That link right there is totally free. Feel free. Now you get an offer to join one of the small programs for 90% off, but you don't have to do that. The link is totally free. So feel free to go to firstsharestock.com. We can get you started. All right, guys, hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe button, put your B1 in the chat on your way out. I got to go to my little girl's recital. I'll talk to y'all later. Take care. Peace.